Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Samuel Romero, and today I want to introduce you to the intriguing and complex world of our brains, specifically what's their role in habit formation. First, I want you to picture this. We're at a party, at a New Year's Eve party, with our friends and our family, and we're eager and motivated to start a new chapter in our lives. So what do? We set some goals and start working towards them. Everything goes well, at first at least, because one day we say, I'm tired today, I want to do it tomorrow. And when tomorrow arrives, we say, I'm busy today, I'll do it next month. And so on, until we just eventually end up forgetting about it. But why does this happen? In short, change is hard. Our approach to change is meant to be hard. And the answer relies in our brains. So, let's start with the premise that our brains work as machines. They need some sort of input, like energy and stimuli from the environment, in order for us to produce some sort of output, like movement or thought. Now, even if the brain weighs less than 5% of the total human body weight, it consumes around a fifth of the total energy we get from metabolism, that is, food. And if that's true, then how come we are overwhelmed and exhausted all the time? Well, that's because our brains have devised an energy-saving approach we call habits. But before that, have you ever wondered what the difference between habits and routines is? Well, let's find out. A routine is a set of actions carried out in a sequence in order for us to produce some sort of goal. Let's say that we want to make a cake. So, in order to make the cake, we'll first need some ingredients, such as flour, eggs, honey, and carrot or chocolate. Then we have to consciously think about how are we going to process these ingredients in order to produce a cake. We first have to chop them, then we mix them, then we bake them, and at last we plate them. Woohoo, we have a cake now. Now, all of this process is conscious. We have to think about how can we make each step as efficiently as possible. Habits are sort of the same, but different. They're the same in a sense that they are also a set sequence of actions, but different in a sense that they are unconscious. We don't have to think, nor convince ourselves to do them. We just do. I'm going to put you this example. We are going to work. So we put out our laptops, turn them on, we see the login screen, and then we put in the password, right? It seems obvious, but it's unconscious and we don't have to convince ourselves to do it. It's fully automated. Now, part of why the New Year's projects and goals I was talking about in the beginning are so difficult to fulfill is because of the influence of bad habits. They're bad because we don't find them beneficial, and they're habits because they're done unconsciously. Let's take, for example, eating junk food. We eat it because our brains think of them as a great way to solve hunger, and well, they are delicious. But they're bad because they could be much healthier than what they really are. Now, let's say that we want to achieve something. We want to be more productive. That is a very common goal. First, we have to get rid of any straightforward and head-on mindset because it is ineffective. As I've talked about before, we want to save energy, not spend it. And for that, we will have to reduce motivation because it consumes a lot of energy. So, what if we break down this ambitious goal, being more productive, into some simpler and rather easy to follow steps, such as maintaining a consistent sleep schedule, always working in a familiar environment, or reducing unnecessary distractions? By doing this, we are basically putting some triggers and cues that our unconscious part of the brain will later pick up on, and it will be much easier to achieve this some sort of consistency. We will find that we are able to focus a lot easier. We find that we aren't anxious while working. We at least find it very rewarding because it has become a part of the process. Now I want to leave this clear. This isn't about changing who you are, but rather understanding yourselves and working with your natural inclinations, gradually and steadily towards a better version of yourselves. In conclusion, habits are a complex yet simple part of human behavior, and I hope that by understanding the why and the how our brain works towards them, we're able to make any unreachable goal an everyday activity. Thanks for your attention.